Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, integrated campus, approved by AICT New Delhi and affiliated to JNTU Hyderabad. This is Dr. G. Subbarao, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. In this session, I am going to explain two topics, namely geology and its branches, definitions, and importance of geology from civil engineering point of view from Unit 1, Introduction and Weathering of Rocks as a part of engineering geology. Let us start the topic geology and its branches. Geology. In Greek, geo means earth, logos means science. That means geology is a branch of science dealing with the study of the earth. It is also known as earth science. So simply, geology means earth science. What is earth science? What is geology? The study of the earth as a whole means its origin, structure, composition, and the nature of the processes which have given rise to its present position is called as geology. That means the earth is to be studied as a whole, including origin, structure, composition, and what are the processes involved which have given rise to its present position. That is the meaning of, geology. And geology has so many branches. Among the branches, mineralogy, petrology, geophysics, structural geology, stratigraphy, physical geology, hydrogeology, engineering geology are some of the important branches in geology which are very much useful for civil engineering students to understand the subject. In detail, if we see the subject mineralogy, which is a part of a geology, the study of the characters of minerals is known as mineralogy. Very simple. Mineralogy means the study of the characters of minerals. What are the minerals? For example, quartz, mica, chlorite, granite. These are some of the examples for minerals. So, the study of the characters of minerals is known as mineralogy. If we discuss about the definition of mineral, a mineral is a naturally occurring homogeneous substance which is formed inorganically with a definite chemical composition having certain physical properties with a crystalline structure. So one should remember a mineral means it's a naturally occurring homogeneous substance which is inorganically formed, not organically, and having a definite chemical composition with certain physical properties and crystalline structures. We can see the minerals. For example, plagioclase feldspar is a mineral, and one more mineral also shown, plagioclase feldspar. And there are two varieties of quartz are shown. One is milky quartz. It appears in pure white in color, and the other one is quartz rose. That means it has light rose in color. These are some of the minerals. And similarly, another mineral is alvin is displayed here, totally green in color, and one more mineral alvin in a different color, and agate, which is also a mineral, hornblende, another mineral. One can have the glance of various minerals, and similarly we can also see muscovite, biotite, asbestos, chlorite, kyanite, garnet. These are all, minerals. For better understanding, we can have some more minerals which are displayed here: graphite, magnesite, bauxite, barytes, malachite, coal, etc. Of course, each and every mineral has its own weightage and its own properties. So, study of mineralogy in detail will give you very clear-cut idea in the next video. Here, one should remember coal and crude oil. Both are considered as minerals by most of the countries, but in fact, they have arisen by organic matter under exceptional conditions. It was defined very clearly: a mineral must be formed inorganically, not by organically. Whereas here we have considered both coal and oil as minerals under exceptional conditions, though they have arisen by organic matter. Another branch, petrology, a part of geology, which is discussed here. What is the meaning of petrology? The study of rocks in all their aspects, including their mineralogies, textures, structures, origin, and their relationship with another rock is called as petrology. That means study of rocks in all aspects. That is important to understand what is the rock. Mineralogy, textures, structures, origin, and its relationship to other rocks. You can see very clearly the rock is called as granite, which is available everywhere. It has so many properties and its uses are many. Another rock, syenite. One can see now, this is called diorite, a type of rock. Dunite, very peculiar color. It is available in greenish, dark greenish in color. By seeing the color itself, a civil engineer can identify it as dunite. Another important rock, gabbro. This is called peridotite. One more important rock is kimberlite, which is famous for the occurrence of diamonds. Diamonds are available only in kimberlite pipes. That means identifying a kimberlite rock really helps a lot to identify the diamonds. Another rock, dolerite. This is called basalt. One more rock, rhyolite. This is called sandstone. Only sand grains can be seen here. Sandstone. Greywack, another important rock. See where it is in appearance. It appears in different colors. A limestone, very much useful rock for public because cement is manufactured from limestone only. So study of limestone in detail by civil engineers is very, very important. Shale, another important rock. This is called a nice, very hard rock, which can be used as a road metal, which can be used as a building material. It's a soft rock, schist. And let us go to another branch that is called as geophysics. What is the meaning of geophysics? So the section of the earth which include its structure, the physical conditions and evolutionary history of the earth as a whole is known as geophysics. So the section of the earth, if we see the figure, the earth is divided into three parts. The uppermost part is called as crust, which is shown in dark color, then followed by mantle, then followed by core. That means crust, mantle and core. Mantle is also divided into upper mantle and lower mantle. We can see very clearly the bifurcation part of upper mantle and the lower mantle in the picture. And similarly, the core is also divided into outer core and inner core. Another branch is called as structural geology, means the study of rock structures such as folds, faults, joints, how they have resulted, means from movements and deformation of the earth crust. We can have a glance of a fold in the picture very clearly. There are two pictures which are displayed here. That means wherever the fold is identified, that gives an idea to a civil engineer stating that there is a disturbance in the geological formation or formations. This is fault. There are so many varieties in faults due to compressional forces, tensional stresses, fault arises. One can see very clearly in the geological formation how the displacement is taken place. If displacement is taken place, that indicates there is a fault in that region. So that study of folds, faults, joints gives very cut idea to the civil engineer before taking up the projects. And you can see the joints, how they have developed in a rock. So study of joints is also very, very important. This is another branch called as stratigraphy. What is the meaning of stratigraphy? The study of the stratified rocks, that means layered rocks, or else we can call it as geological formations or beds, especially their sequence in time, the character of the rocks, the correlation of these stratified rocks at different localities. That means the study of stratified rocks in one locality and can be correlated in another area, another reason to understand how they have deposited in time and what are the character of the rocks here and character of the same rock in another place. So this is called stratigraphy. For example, stratigraphy of Kadapa Basin is shown very clearly here, how the rocks are formed. So let us go to another branch that is called as physical geology. Physical geology deals with the geological process which bring about the changes in the crust and upon the surface of the earth. So, physical geology deals with the geological process which bring about changes in the crust and upon the surface of the earth. Physical geology also deals with the topography of the earth. How the topography? Is it a plain land? Is it a undulating terrain? Or is it a elevated portion? All these things are dealt in the topography part. Let us come to another branch called as hydrogeology. Hydrogeology is the study of the geological factors relating to Earth's water, especially groundwater. We can understand very clearly the aquifers and wells, how the operation is taking place, and what is hydrological cycle. All these things are dealt in hydrogeology subject. Coming to another branch which is called as engineering geology. What is the meaning of engineering geology? The principles and methods of geology which is adopted for the purpose of civil engineering operations is called as engineering geology. Broadly speaking, engineering geology has two divisions. One is the study of raw materials and the other one is the study of the geological characteristics of the area. This is about engineering geology. Now let us come to the importance of geology from civil engineering point of view. Why should we study the subject geology from civil engineering point of view? Before constructing roads, bridges, tunnels, tanks, reservoirs and buildings, selection of site is very important for civil engineering candidate from the point of stability of foundation. So it is the responsibility of a civil engineer to study very clearly the area, especially the selection of site for foundation part for constructing a road or bridge or tunnel or a tank or reservoir. The foundation of dams, bridges and buildings are directly related with the geology of the area where they are to be built. Geology also provides a systematic knowledge of construction materials and their properties. It gives a very good idea, a systematic knowledge of construction materials and their properties. That is the reason study of geology is very important from civil engineering point of view. In addition, geology provides knowledge on groundwater which is necessary in connection with excavation works, water supply, irrigation projects and other purposes. Geological maps and sections helps considerably in planning many engineering projects. Without geological map and without geological section, it is very difficult to understand the engineering project which is to be constructed in a particular area. Hence, preparation of geological maps and sections are very much useful for civil engineering students. And finally, the geological structures which I have explained, the folds, faults, joints, if they are noticed or identified in a certain area, they are suitably to be treated for the stability of the project. Hence, study of structural geology is very important. Finally, study of minerals, rocks and soils forms the first step in civil engineering point of view. So, a civil engineering candidate must study very clearly and in depth about study of minerals, rocks and soils before taking up a project. Hence, a civil engineer should know the introduction of geology and branches and importance of a few branches such as physical geology, petrology, structural geology, and so on. Thank you.